Hey everybody, how's it going? Sirvenomik here. What we have for you today is a special treat. There'll be 3 videos in a row. This first video is going to be Game 1 of the Warship Supremacy League All-Star Game, featuring Team Quemapueblos versus Team Zoup. That's right, Zoup for you and Quemapueblos. Boy, I'm butchering his name. I do apologize. Here, decided today we're going to be able to take part in the All-Star Game, featuring some of the top players from each of the teams in the top 4 of the Supremacy League Gold and Silver. So here we go. Here's Game 1 right now.
A couple months. It's a lot of work to put in. So, this is kind of a way for the teams to thank them for all their work.
Absolutely. Now, are the players voted on by their own team, or are they voted on by everybody else?
Well, every team did it a little bit different, so I can't speak for all the teams. I know, for example, the Zoup Queens did an internal poll. I actually put the poll out, and everyone got 1 vote. And then, funny enough, of the 12 people who voted, I think Shin got about 9 out of the 12 votes. So it was really easy for us to pick our first slot.
Well,
and then our second slot was a little tough because it was like there were 2 people who each had like 1 vote or something, so we just picked one of them. It was funny, it was almost unanimous for Shin, so much so that it was tough to pick a second person to nominate. I know a lot of teams just kind of based it on who wanted to play and stuff. So
right, well that's all good. I know it'd be proud to be named to All-Star, because it means you're one of the best of the best of the best of the best. And you can come on here and show everybody what your team is about. It's pretty amazing. So our format tonight is a 9 versus 9. You can have up to tier 8 boats. It'll be a game of 3 matches apiece. No more than 4 boats of one nation. A 3-point dominations. You have a 3 battleship and 1 carrier max. Now, what about premiums? Are premiums still standard? You can have 3 premiums aside, I believe.
Yep. So you can have 3 premium ships per team right now, for the current season.
All right, on. Now, we are on no delay here tonight, boys. So you guys are going to see it live, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait for the games to start. I guess Sterling has the first game, and they're ready to go. So let's jump. I guess they're ready to go. I can only assume here.
It looks like they are. I just got to figure out who is who and try and sort everyone here. Let's hope I don't put people on the wrong team again.
That's always fun. Now, let me go through while you're sorting everybody out here and tell you who's on each team. Captain of Team 1 is obviously Quemapueblos. I'm going to butcher his name, and I apologize. And on this team is Apox Salty Queens Shin and Megadude. Then we have Apox War Pigs, Boot Camp, and Captain Vermicelli. Those guys are pretty awesome guys, yeah? And from Black Widow Company, we have Big Zack and Righteous Fury. And from Fog 7th Fleet, we have Evant 1233. And we have Fog Carrier Shokaku. That is Team Q. That's Q's team there. Pretty awesome squad. Lots of really, really good players there. And on Team 2, we have Team Zoup, captained by the one and the only Zoup for you. From TSF, we have Rhino Mark II and Pink Assassin. And from WF, we have Sonic Xfinity and Killa Maximus. Then we have Kantai Regulars, Cruiser Atago, and Carrier Zoo. Man, this is another one of those. I just call him Carrier Z. Everybody knows who he is because he's like really, really awesome. Also from the second team, Kantai, Battleship Shinano, and Battleship Musashi Kai. That will make up Team Zoup for you. Are y'all ready?
All right.
Are we ready to go?
Let's see if everyone's ready. I see a lot of chat going on in the channel.
All right. Well, I'm ready when y'all are. Y'all just
Team
launch
Q
it.
is ready. Let's see if Team Zoup is ready.
Now our maps tonight are for Game 1, Islands of Ice, Game 2, Warrior's Path, and Game 3, Sea of Fortune. And just remember that if you guys are interested, try to get on one of these guys' teams, or if y'all have other people that you have a team already set up, you guys can head over to the Supremacy League website, and you guys can sign up to get into Supremacy League Season number 4, which is deadline for that is what, February the 1st, I believe?
And it looks like we are dropping in.
All right, looks like I am on no Zoup side here. We have a Shikaku, a North Carolina, 2 Bismarcks, 2 Cootersofts, 2 Bensons, and 1 Shiri Atsuyu.
Almost identical setups there. Looks like Team Q is bringing a Belfast, though. That's going to be interesting.
Belfast coming in with that radar. Yes, it definitely. And I think the Belfast is probably a better radar than the Chappie at this point, with his smoke being able to cover a little bit more of the battleships.
That's definitely a tough call. It's definitely a more survivable ship than the Chappie with the radar and the radar with the smoke and the concealment. But you know, the Chappie does have that super long range radar, and a big map like this, sometimes you do want that. So we'll have to see. We'll have to watch that Belfast closely and see how they play it.
I think it'll be. Man, Belfast is such a good boat, man. I've been playing quite a bit of Belfast lately. And it is such a fun boat to play, guys. And we'll see how it matches up against these. And now Belfast gets tiered up as Tier 7 into Tier 10 quite a bit. And it can really, really do some damage in the higher tiered games as well, with its beautiful fire chance and concealment abilities. So what's going on your side? Looks like all of my guys are headed down. It looks like toward Charlie here. What's going on your side over there?
I'm definitely seeing a push to Bravo. I'm seeing a real heavy push to Bravo. I think they might just be going to Bravo in force. They're taking multiple angles on Bravo, though. So we'll have to see where they go with that.
Yeah, we're leading here. We got a Benson just in between the top 2 over on the D7 line, the top 2 islands there. And I missed my drop on myself. Fun times there.
Believe it or not, I actually did as well. So
I went to auto drop myself, and instead of dropping it on the side of my boat, it dropped out in the middle.
That sounds about right. I dropped on the front of myself, and that was not very helpful.
Time to reload and go back again for a second run. We got a Shiri Atsuyu and a Benson heading down toward Charlie, and it looks like the Kutasoff and the North Carolina and a Bismarck, no Zoup for you, are sitting a little fur back here, and they're going to start launching shots at Zach here, who just popped up, and Q, I'm just going to call him Q, in a Shiri Atsuyu, dropping his smoke down to give himself a little bit of cover here.
That is a nice looking smoke there. If you look and see that, we've got both Boot Camp and Mega Dude sitting in that smoke. If they can stay out of Torp's way, they're in a pretty nice position to just keep lighting stuff on fire. And we can see just about all that whole fleet, the Kutzoff, the Carolina, the Bismarck. Be interesting to see what they do there. I wonder if we're just going to see the Kutzoff smoke up those 2 BBs.
Well, the only thing we can see on this one is Event and his Bismarck, the other Bismarck, and the North Carolina. All we can see is the big, high-quality tank targets here, and everything else currently is pretty much non-existent as the red team there takes the Alpha, and the No Zoup's team here takes Charlie. Now, I know a lot of the strategies here are get B as fast as you can, and then send one random guy up to the other cap to cap the other one. And surprisingly enough, you don't usually see both teams going for the opposite end caps here. What do you think? How's both of the teams having each of one of the outlying caps could affect the game here.
Well, it's interesting because I don't know if Team Zoup expected them to just go straight into B. It looks like they had a DD grab C, but their fleet is they're more out in the open than Team Quemapueblos. So it's gonna be really interesting to watch because Q has a pretty nice position with that rock, but his ships are so clustered. If they can get some torps in real close, that's gonna hurt him real bad. On the flip side,
there is a torpedo wall of skill heading toward that smoke from the Benson. It looks like Benson torpedoes. So we'll see what happens when those get a little bit closer.
It has been spotted. I think it was dropped out of range. Yep, it looks like it just cleared out there. So everyone in that smoke is totally fine. Evant is off by himself, taking some fire from the DDs, though. And it looks like Quemapueblos has someone on the cap. They are making that cap. So the DDs have dropped off it for Team Zoup. That could be a pretty big advantage for them now because they've got their DDs just rolling around in the middle point.
One thing to take note of is Shiriatsuyu Kilomaximus looks like he's about to go down. There he goes. Bismarck got him with his secondaries. Nice job spotting from the CV because he has been over top of both the Benson and the Shiriatsuyu the entire game at this point, trying to come out to avoid some of the flanking maneuvers that a Shiriatsuyu can do with his 16 torpedo wall that he can throw out over 5 seconds. Pretty devastating if you ask me.
Yep, so far damage report. It looks like on Team Q, the battleships have taken a good bit of damage. Shin is at 22,000 health. Evant, 40,000 health. Keep in mind, though, Shin is smoked up. He's behind a rock. He's got nothing to do but sit there and heal it off. And Evant here is headed towards the back. I don't even know if he needs a smoke at this point. He can probably just kind of stroll onwards. So they've taken damage, but battleship HP is replaceable, whereas DD's necessarily not so. Same with the caps.
Speaking of 16 torpedoes coming out, as you guys see in North Carolina, Cruiser Otago and No Zoup for you taking 1 torpedo apiece from Q and his Shiriatsuyu, using that torpedo reload to a good effectiveness. But I guess if you really think about it, if you can hit 1 torpedo on a salvo, then you've done your job with that salvo, I believe.
He's definitely keeping them out of the cap point. Yeah, you look at that, they're still capping Bravo little bit by little bit. So Q here, I don't think he's even been spotted yet.
He just popped up. He's just popped up and it's dropped back off of detection range here. As the North Carolina and Bismarck now are receiving smoke from Pink Assassin in the Benson, and they are trying to move into the rock here at the island at G6, G5, G6 area. Now everything is spotted here. Kudasov, Belfast, Bismarck, Q's now popped up again.
Boot camp here is down to 8,000 health. He's got to be so careful. He is getting a smoke off of Vermicelli there. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yes, we can now. The Vermicelli has just popped off of the radar, and the boot camp is still on the radar at the moment. We are spotting him. He is at 8,000, and everybody is trying to get him. As a Kudasov, one wrong long shot from anywhere can really devastate that guy. As he just took about another 7,000 damage, and there's several torpedoes coming in there. How close are those to hitting the guy in the smoke?
It looks like, yep, they dropped about a click early. So guess you guys can't see it, but the 2 DDs, Quemapueblos and Big Zach here, and in coordination with fog carrier Shikaku, they're doing an excellent job screening for torp. They have they're watching so far out that everyone is half the time they don't even have to move for these torps because they're just getting dropped well out of 10K, so they know they're not going to hit anyone.
Well out there. Now we did see boot camp go down in his Kudasov. It's unfortunate to lose such an effective weapon over the smoke, but he was able to get his smoke down just before he went down to No Zoup for you in his Bismarck.
Those 2 are taking some fire now.
It looks like Evant is down to about 38,000 hit points. Righteous Fury is still on the map. We can still see him over here on No Zoup's team. And what a good strafe there by Carrier Z strafed through fog carrier his planes and really took him out. Now, what does that mean in the long run? Not too much right now, but it does hinder the spotting a little bit, spotting capabilities of Shokaku.
Oh, yeah. If you look at Z there, it looks like he's got 2 fighters in the air. So he does have the domination of the air. So it's going to be a lot harder for them to keep the torps off him. You can see that Team Zoup is moving in now. They're going to start moving in on them. Q is getting really bunched up here. So they have the cap points, but they just lost
very big torpedo wall coming into this smoke. Are those close to anybody there?
They are quite close to the 2 DDs. It looks like they are both going to be safe, though. I think these are either going to get dodged by Q or run out.
Speaking of Carrier Z, he dropped a random a set of 3 torpedoes from his planes and actually took down the last of Yvonne's hit points here. So that's another advantage. Kudasov and a Bismarck gone as opposed to 1 Shiriyatsuyu. And now, obviously, here's a line of torpedoes coming into Battleship Musashi Kai, Kudasov are in a Bismarck, and then Battleship Shinano sitting pretty close to each other here. It looks like the Bismarck is going to take a couple of these torpedoes, or maybe he will dodge it. Excellent dodging so far. He only took 1 out of that whole line there, so that's pretty good for him.
Oh, this is interesting. Check out Rhino here. He is fighting both Righteous Fury and Big Zack, and it looks like they take him down. But there is a smoke Kutsov there.
The Shin from APOC in the North Carolina took him down from way ranges. Righteous Fury just goes down to Battleship Shinano in the Kudasov, sitting in the smoke as another set of torpedoes comes in at that smoke. It looks like Shinano is going to take a massive pop there, and he's down to 2,600 hit points. And is Musashi going to take one? He does take one. Ticks about 20,000. He takes the second one. Man, my lord, these torpedoes from the destroyers are absolutely devastating if you get hit by one.
Check out Big Zack here. He's being... Well, I guess he's got a plane. He's got that fighter. That wasn't able to get killed there. Just perma sitting on him.
That's something that
where winning that air battle really matters.
Absolutely. That's something that you new carrier players can realize as North Carolina it takes down Battleship Shinano in the Kudasov. If you guys are playing carriers and you're not able to get in on people, go ahead and spot those DDs. Make their life rough. Give them the spot, because your team, if they're doing what they're supposed to be shooting the DDs anytime that they can. Here's another... what is that? Those look like Shiriyatsuyu torps coming out from Q into this other smoke. You have 2 people here. Benson, Pink Assassin, is nowhere near these. Cruiser Otago is having to do some very late-minute maneuvering, and it looks like he will just dodge the last far-left torpedo here, as looks like No Zoup for you has got this game well in hand, man. Oh. Where'd these come from? Your Big Zack has gone down off the left-hand side of the map here. I don't know who killed him. Do you know who killed Big Zack there?
Yeah, he actually just ate a torp to Carrier Z there.
Oh, nice, man. Carrier Z, 2 kills here so far. No Zoup for you with 1 kill. Battleship Shinano with 1 kill as well. And we have Shin here with 2 kills, both of the kills, and Yvonne with 1 kill on Q's team here at the moment.
This is really going to hurt Q's team there. They got a lot of dudes down, and they don't necessarily have a lot of smokes left. Vermicelli really needs a smoke, so does Shin. I think we're going to see both battleships go down. Yep, there goes Vermi. No one to smoke him and let him repair.
Vermi, I don't think anybody's near him at this point, are they?
Nope, it doesn't look like it. Zoup's team has taken a ton of damage, but they're doing a much better job of just managing who's in smoke, who's taking the damage. If you look, they've still got all 3 battleships up.
No, this looks dangerous for Cruiser Otago with 8 torpedoes coming at him. He's going to have to speed up and turn into these if he's going to dodge. But those are from Shiriyatsuyu torps. Let's
gonna thread it right here.
Let's find out here, boys. Looks like he might just dodge these. Wow, what an excellent dodge on some really well-placed torpedoes. But what does that mean for the guys behind him? Looks like every one of them is safe behind him. Kudasov is down. Sonic Xfinity and the Cooter is down to 7,000 hit points, still sitting in that smoke. And Pink Assassin is at 5,300 in the Benson. It looks like he's taking shots now from the Belfast. Megadude has been spotted, and now, wow, man. I tell you what, Carrier Z is all-star in my game right here. He has knocked the living snot out of that Belfast down to 12,000 hit points, and then the North Carolina is able to finish him off. Man, what an excellent drop. I tell you what, these Carrier players, man, absolutely can make or break a team.
I agree. I think that Team Q is in a bit of a better position here. It had that nice rock. I don't know if they used it as well as they could have for their battleship. I probably would have positioned myself a little bit further behind it, but between Carrier Z there just won a couple of those strays at the end, and that was just enough to get off the drops they needed.
Absolutely. When you lose fighters and you lose planes rather quickly, number one, you get discouraged. As we see, it looks like Q's team has just kind of said GG here, and they are running in just to finish the game off so they can get into the next one. Although Q is really fighting it out there, and his Shariat Suyu dropping torps whenever he can, as he's about to go down to Cruiser Otago. In the North Carolina here, which puts him up to 2 kills as well. And now Shin is being spotted. He's down to 4K hit points. He should be over here pretty quick. As there it is. No Zoup for you. Taking out Pink Assassin on accident. A little bit of rubbing. Rubbing is racing. Am I right, boys? Am I right? So there you go, game number 1 going to Team Zoup, as we see Carrier Z on 2 kills and 32 planes shot down. Sonic Xfinity with one kill and 13 planes shot down. Pink Assassin actually in his Benson taking down 5 planes. Battleship Musashi Kai 1 kill and 4 planes shot down. Battleship Shinano in a Cooter 1 kill and 3 planes. No Zoup for you with 1 kill, and then a Cruiser Otago with 2 and 17, and Rhino with 2 planes as well. And break down what you got on your side over there.
Oh, I just clicked out. It looks like fairly unison plane kills. Belfast and Kutov both had 11. Bismarck had 11, and it looks like Shikaku had 18. So if you look at the numbers there, just between the 2 carriers, it looks like they're pretty on par for most of the match, but I think that last strafe you and I saw, Z just turn the battle there, and without planes and without spotting, they started eating torps, and Z was able to get those 2 torp kills, and that killing 2 ships right there, the Benson and the Bismarck, really turned things for him.
Absolutely. What an excellent game from some really high-quality players so far. I think my star of the game has got to be Carrier. Anytime, Carrier Z, anytime that you can drop a torpedo and hit a destroyer, you're going to get my vote, because that's very impressive. It's very hard to do. What about you, sir?
You know what? I think I'd probably have to give it to Carrier Z too.
Absolutely, we agree on this one here.
I will say I think the other thing, the reason kept Zoup's team in it, despite maybe not having the best position or spending a lot of time in the open, especially at the start of the map, they really just toggled, who was taking damage. I think all 3 of their battleships pretty much survived that fight, right? I think they all had about 20,000 at the end, which is, it's on the lower side, but that's still three battleships in the fight,
Anytime. This is where...
Hey, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Daddy needs that YouTube